and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 4. Yes, we are going to continue messing around with silly vehicles, putting in massive turbos and mini nitros into cars that were never intended on having that sort of stuff. It is up against a 300ZX, an RX-7, some Skylines, a Silvia. Can the pizza? With a mighty wing and 300 horsepower, oh well, 40 points is not the most convincing number I've ever seen come up. That being said, we should have absolutely annihilated the competition with our Cadillac, and we didn't. So, here we go. Oh, the AI control has almost got us past a car immediately. Pizza attack! Oh, God, that's not a sentence that's ever been said before. Well, that's tell a lie. There's probably a weird game that does have attacking pizzas. I just don't know of it. Probably an obscure Steam game, that will have attacking pizzas in it. It's not quite as fast as the 300 horsepower would, suggest. Well, I say that. I'm trying to keep it... Oh, this is not a good circuit for a 300 horsepower pizza car. I can't... Trying to use the analog stick for throttle control is useless because the analog stick is a pile of garbage on this. My right analog stick is really just... It's that... Oh, God, that's terrible. So about 25% of the movement in my... right analog stick will take it to full throttle, so that doesn't even work. Now, this was the circuit that we were racing the midgets around, and the midget couldn't get to 100 miles an hour down here. The pizza can't probably do it either. Admittedly, the midget was also on qualifying tyres, so we could brake at about on the corner. There was basically, you were on the corner and it stopped immediately. We were up into a second place with a little bit of corner cutting. Maybe the gearbox in this needs a fix. Oh, sneaky dive bomb. We're just leaning. We're leaning on the Skyline. See, the Skyline's returning the favour, or we're returning the favour to the Sky. There was some leaning involved. That is what was going on through there. There's a lot of squealing involved as well. There's a lot of squealing involved going on behind us. So, oh dear. We're gonna not be able to catch whatever. I think it's the Silvia that's leading the way. Oh, no, not pit lane. Don't go into the pit lane. Panic and bail on that one. Oh, there comes the RX-7. God, the nitro is a real kick in this car. The problem is that there's nowhere to use it around this circuit. Guys, I have I say confession to make. Oh, the pizza's not very good. The pizza's not really working very well here. I'm kind of surprised. That it doesn't... I mean, the cars we're racing against are not bad cars, and I guess this circuit is very handling-based. There is nothing I can really do in terms of a straight. There's no big nitro-boosty areas I can fling myself at the scenery to try and find a way past. I think my tyres are getting quite warm from all the nitro and wheel spin. Nitro, fire! Come on, you've got to beat the... Okay, you can do 100 down towards turn 1. Good news, the pizza is faster than the midget. Again, you know the sentences, the list of possible sentences that could be said on a stream. And that was probably one of those that was on the never ever likely to make sense in any form of context. It has just been said. It has just been said. Oh no, there's some sideways stuff and then we've twitched and then we've fallen into a wall. No, pizza! Pizza, get back on the circuit. It's all gone a little bit wrong. It's all gone a bit terrible. Oh, nitro, fire. Oh, we're going to need a mega final corner if we're even going to get a podium. Oh, there's somebody on the grass. One of the Skylines is on the grass. Here we go. Nitro, come on, get that podium. It's not even going to be a long enough straight for that. Bad news. Bad news. Pizza doesn't quite work for racing around whatever that track was. We are hoping for a mighty wing. It's going to be a sad day if there isn't a mighty wing on the car. However, are we ready, audience? I've never seen this car's wing, so either this is going to be excellent or we're all going to be disappointed. However, here we go. We'll wait for the car to spin round. We shall wait. We shall wait for the... amazing reveal. It is going to be... Yeah, it's got some scaffolding going on. The BMW does have to have scaffolding to hold its wing up. It is the first time I've seen scaffolding on a car on this game as well. I was hoping for perhaps a bit bigger wing. It's not quite as ludicrous as some potential wings. However, yeah, the first scaffolding wing on this game is here. Shall we go for the Type BW? As I haven't used this one before, and we'll make it even more hideous. By having it in white. Right, off we go. Oh, I think we're going to run out of straights. I think we're going to run out of straights to 150. Nope, we can get to 150. Oh, well, we actually get to 150 with a little bit to spare. I thought we'd be 150, grab the brakes and panic because we're going into the gravel trap, but that's not too bad, straight line speed. Oh, again, all things considered, for what it is, what it started out as, 150 miles an hour is not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I mean, I wonder what cheaty systems you'd have to use to get it past emission tests. Well, who knows about that, Volkswagen. But that's a lot of speed. It's a lot of speed. I actually do quite like this car. Even with like all the assists turned off, this thing is not difficult to drive any way, shape or form. The race tyres, I think, probably helping it. However, oh no, oh no! Said something. Why do I say stuff like that while I'm in the middle of a race? I should know by now. I should know by now that you never say something is going well when you're in a race because you might put a wheel on the grass in a braking zone and then point backwards. Don't worry, chat. We will get what we'll do. We'll probably stick with the whole like 3 races per car sort of a thing. We will get on to the next car in a little bit. We must drive the Gary first. We must enjoy the Gary. We have. Lots of people were wanting this, and I've been wanting this. So, let's go. I also want to witness whatever that Hyundai was, because the Hyundai was something interesting, to say the least. Right, nitro fire our way towards turn 1. Ooh, brake. Okay, brakes maybe not quite as good. I say brakes not quite as good. Brakes are good. Car is light. We haven't got race tyres on this one, so don't get too carried away. Now, up ahead of us should be that Hyundai of interesting colours. I remember this circuit from Gran Turismo 6. This would probably be the... Oh, wow, what is that thing? Oh, good God. TVR, you have been beaten. Hyundai do better weird colours than you. They're exhausted, spitting fire at me. The Hyundai is many colours and spitting fire. That's an unexpected turn of events. That's incredible. That is... I don't even want to overtake it. That's just too cool. Okay. How do we get those? How do we get those? I'm sure it's probably from like a Hyundai only event, but that's really very cool. We're going to have to find that car. We are now past. Oh, no, we're past and we're falling off the track a little bit. Gary, come on. No! The fiery, multicoloured Hyundai has repassed us again. That will not do. That will not do at all. Oh, we'll slow down a little bit. Oh, okay, slow down a lot more. I thought they would be braver than that. They are not. Fire the Gary! Okay, Gary gets to be a wheel spin with full nitro. Oh, Gary is pretty quick, though. Gary's going to be quicker than the BMW. Ooh, we got some airtime. Some big airtime. Big airtime indeed down, down that section. Shall we try the Gary? We'll see. We will see if the Gary can get rally tyres. I'm not holding out a huge amount of hope for it, but you never know. You never know with games what they might let us get away with. Tyres! Race, race, race. Oh, wow, it really will. Okay. We're going to have a rally Gary. 314 horsepower's worth of rally Gary. Oh, bugger. This is going to end really badly. This is going to end so badly. Rally Gary will probably not survive particularly well. It is going to lose to something... I say something silly. I mean, something good with the something, you know, off-road orientated to begin with is going to murder us by a long way. Although it doesn't look like the worst. Well, that picture doesn't look like the worst bumpy place. So, right, ride height. Don't know how high we're going to want it, but we'll put it 120. Sure, it's higher than it was. And then if we go like 125 or something at the back, sure, we'll keep the balance. We'll just make the car high. I don't really expect Rally Gary to work. I don't think it's going to work, but let's give it a try. What does the game reckon in terms of our possibility? The game reckons it's highly likely I will win, because there's only 5 points for winning this, which is a piddly amount. Right. Can the high-riding Rally Gary beat... Oh, I've got to put the... Oh, I think I've got to put the traction control on, didn't I? I might have done. Oh, I also clipped the wall on the way up through turn 1 there. Okay, so the good news is that the Rally Gary isn't terrible. That's a really, really big jump. That's a humongous jump for Rally Gary to have to deal with, and now I can't really see where we're going. We should be quicker than the Delta down the straight by a fair bit. Of course, we'll have more power in this car. If actually, for a rear-wheel drive, I guess it is also mid-engine, which will help it with the old weight distribution, putting that power down. Oh, the invisible walls aren't helping us around here. Ugh. Okay, at that time they did help us there. I'm trying to be sneaky. Any little advantage that we can get with cutting corners, but the game is on to us right there with preventing that. Oh, I'm not sure. Come on, Gary. Some big slides from Rally Gary, but it's not. Oh, actually, we've got a pretty decent run out of all that. The big slides were helping. Rally Gary likes going sideways, apparently so. Oh, it might actually be a pretty close race. Oh, bounce. Come on, Rally Gary. You can do it. You're going to overtake a proper rally car. Oh, you go overshot. Oh, no, that's fine. Invisible walls have saved us again. Gary is leading a race. Only by a few tenths, but Gary is leading a race. Come on, car. This is the best car ever. Oh god, that's a big jump. That is a terrifyingly big jump, actually. The controller is also having a fit with the constant massive vibrations going on. We're actually pulling away now slightly from the Delta. I don't know if we could beat the Celica. I think that's, of these like special condition ones, the Celica is one of the toughest cars to race against. The Delta's not too bad if we don't make silly mistakes. Come on, get back underneath that Lancia. We know we're good down the final sector where we've got the speed. Around here we haven't really got the, it's the traction where we struggle slightly. I guess I can give it a bit of NOS. That's probably not going to help us with traction, but get it out of that corner. Little running wide moment has not helped us. Come on, Rally Gary. We've got to do this same thing again. I'm keeping it in higher gears to try and deal with the wheel spin a little bit better. We've got the power to get away with it. Oh, more big sideways stuff. Kept it out of the fence again. Come on, Rally Gary. We can do this. It's going to have to be a bit of a dive up the inside on the Lancia. Force him out wide. Here we go. It's the run to the line. It will be victory for us. Admittedly, there was a little bit of shuffling the AI across the road. Rally Gary is the best. Rally Gary is the best car ever. Look at it. It is fantastic. It is fantastic indeed. Here we go. Audience, place your bets. Will the Rally Gary be able to overcome the Audi? You know, the Audi that revolutionised the world of rallying. Might be a tall order. However, we did just beat the Delta, that is also, you know, the most successful rally car of all time. So, the Gary's got good form out in the dirt. Although the strong section of the track is the one we've just been through for us, and, you know, we're kind of not leading here. Oh, it's a very slidey boy through there. Amazingly, I did a slide and we didn't crash. And now we are chasing down that Audi. We're going to be put on the outside into the next corner, I feel. Or maybe we can get past before we make it to the turn. We will now be on the inside for the next part. Can we defend? There's a little bit of a bump between the pair of us, but we are through. Oh, that's not the button I wanted to press. Let's get a little bit of a nitro spurt out of that corner. We might probably want it back down into third. Oh no, overdriven there. Quattro's actually struggling a little bit, and now I'm going to just block the road. No, you will not take the lead away from me. In fact, in trying to take the lead away from me, he's now crashed into the same wall that the Lancia ended up in. There is a beautiful symmetry between these races. We go way too quickly. Hello, banking. It's fine. The invisible walls are actually being quite kind to us in this. Oh. Okay, I mean, that's about as close to rolling as I think I'm going to get in this game. That is, you know, as far on its side as I think the game would ever let us go, pretty much. Hey, I gave it a go, alright? You guys can be happy, we tried. I like this a lot more than the other rally stage I tried, wherever it was. I mean, the tarmac rallies are fine, but there's another off-road one that was a pain in the arse. This kind of route I am, yeah, okay with. Oh, although the Gary is not so okay with that landing. That's a really rough, bouncy landing. Oh, it doesn't really like the final corner either. No, Audi, no! No! Bugger! Where is that? There's the Quattro. The beige Audi through the dust is still within range. There's about the same sort of gap that we had last time. So what we're going to do is get ready to park the car on the inside for this final corner. Now, the Audi will probably be quicker around there than me. I don't care. It's not going to matter. Haha. The Gary has won. The Gary has won. It will take victory over the Audi Quattro. Less than a second, but the Gary is the ultimate rally car. And I think that means we get fancy-coloured Hyundai now. I'm very curious. 134 giddy horsepower in the HCD6. I will drive this briefly in third-person mode, just so you can witness the amazing amount of fire that comes out of the back of this car. I mean, there was a lot more fire from this than I was expecting. When I was behind it anyway. Like, the Gary was surprised by the amount of fire that came from the back of this car. Someone asking about how much weight there was in this. Are you not going to spit any fire now? Of course you're not. Weight-wise, this is just a smidge over 1,000 kilos. Can't quite remember the exact number, but it's just a tiny bit over 1,000 kilos. So, not too bad. Not too bad for a... oh, God, what are those brake lights? I can see why it never really ended up in production in any way, shape, or form, but... what are those brake... the brake lights and headlights are... interesting. There's some fire. It's a fiery Hyundai. It does it from standard as well, which is even more impressive. I don't know if the engine ever ended up in any car, the V6 in this. I guess it might just be the Coupe's normal V6. Because the Coupes came with V6s, I'm fairly sure. Yeah, they have 3.2 V6s. Probably. I might be wrong. The Genesis certainly does. As bizarre as this car is, as bizarre as it looks, actually really nice to drive. We've driven some weird things. In this game. The Gary is a legend. However, I think this is quite deserving. I think this is quite deserving of joining the ranks for its silliness and certainly for its drivability. Whee, there's a bit of a slide, just tiniest of slides out of the Hyundai. Now this, with no traction control, will likely just shred its tyres. I was going to see if we're spinning the wheels now. We aren't, thankfully. Oh, camera. I want to go back. Oh, God, I keep cycling past it. Just want to go back to that one. There we go. I keep thinking, I don't know why I was thinking there was another stage to go through. But either way, look, we're back on the view we like. Leaving the car in a higher gear is helping us with minimising wheel spin. And we should be good to... we should be easily beating these cars. They shouldn't put up much of a fight against a 250 horsepower 106 with very, very little in the way of weight. And Ewan and a few other people I have seen me saying it does sound like a jet. That's the secret. You see, that's how we got so much power out of this. It wasn't a turbo. Actually, the turbo upgrade is called a turbine kit on this game, so I'm pretty sure that it wasn't a 40 grand turbo that we put on the car. We actually put a jet engine on the back. Like a small jet engine, just something to help. Something to help, and I'm sure it'll get past all the inspectors. Nobody will notice a jet engine hidden in the 106. Admittedly, it's not like the cars in Gran Turismo games of old ever really sounded that amazing. They weren't the best sounding. They weren't the best sounding of cars. It didn't really matter because there was a million of them. Well, okay, maybe not going on the nitro until we're in a higher gear because that just goes spinny wheels. We'll wait until we're in a higher gear before we go and grab the nitro button, especially out of this hairpin. Unfortunately, down this straight, we do need to get some traction pretty quick. If we're going to try and get 150, we're going to need to be able to fire the nitro pretty early on. Nah, that's just going to spin the wheels, I think. Here we go. We're into fifth, and it's still spinning when we're on the nitro. And 145. If we could get the power down, I might have got another mile an hour out of that before jumping on the brakes, but if we got 150, we would have crashed. If I could get the power down, we could get 150 down there. It would be as fast as the BMW, but we can't because it's a 250 horsepower front-wheel drive lunatic. If it was on race tyres again, we probably could. Oh, I like this car. This car's fun.